Okay, next class is about round corners in Adobe After Effects. So round corners means what? So you can make the corners of the your shape. Adobe After Effects, round corners refers to a property or a technique used to give smooth curved edges to graphic elements, shapes, images and videos rather than sharp 90-degree angles, right? By applying the shape layer over on the image or other videos, automatically you'll get the corners of the rounds. This aesthetic choice is popular in modern design because rounded shapes can be processed more quickly and easily by the human brain, right? Contributing to a softer, more professional and visually appealing look. So method for rounding corners, the technique you use depends on the type of layer you are working with, right? For parametric shape layers, parametric shapes, that means rectangles, ellipses, polygons, stars created within After Effects have a built-in roundness property, which is the most straightforward method. So directly from the tools you can drag and apply the particular shapes. And that is a built-in method, straightforward method. Select the shape layer in the timeline, twill down the layer properties, content, shape name or shape path, adjust the roundness value to your desired radius. This value can be a specific number of pixels, a percentage, and can be keyframed to animate the effect for footage, images or other layers. To round the corners of a non-parametric layers. So what are these? Like imported video or photos. These are non-parametric layers, your videos or photos, right? You can use different methods. Using a mask, okay, and draw a mask, example, a rounded rectangle on the layer. While dragging the mask, you can use the up and down arrow keys to adjust the corner radius. You can also adjust the mask expansion property to further refine the roundness using the roughen edges effect. Apply the roughen edges effect to the layer and change this edge type to cut by adjusting the border value and other settings. You can create a rounded look using the simple choker effect. This effect can also be used to create rounded corners and solids or footage by setting the geometric softness to a negative value. The key considerations are the parametric versus Bezier paths. The built-in roundness property is only available for parametric shapes. If you convert a shape to a Bezier path or draw a path with a pen tool, this property is lost, right? And you must manually adjust the Bezier handles to simulate rounding because these are created by pen tool manually, right? So you have to create by the Bezier handles only. The individual corners, by default, all corners are rounded equally. Achieving individual corner roundness for a single shape can be complex, sometimes requiring third-party scripts or using specific techniques with the path selection tool. So generally this is useful when you animate objects and shapes, right? So in animation, the roundness property is a shape layers can be keyframed and allowing to animate the corners from sharp to round over time. Okay, let us see what all those things. So first create the new composition. So 1920 by 1080 I am taking. So I am using the rectangle tool. So this is my rectangle here. See, it is a rectangle, sharp edges are there, right? Then if you observe here in the shape layer here, in the content, there is a add button is there. You can add the round corners. So click on this. Okay, so observe here at the corner, and there here the round corners option is there. So open this here. See, in default the radius here it is showing, see, the 10 in the corner, right? So if you want, you can increase and decrease this one. Okay, but in default it is showing 10. Give as it is. We can animate this if you want. I am using stopwatch here. I am adding the keyframe here. At somewhere choose your whatever the area you want. Suppose here in this case I am using almost 2 seconds, right? Now increase this corner, suppose up to this much. So I am using this the maximum. So yeah, up to here. At 233 it is converted as a full round. So use your space bar. It is what? Animating from that place to this place between these two key poses. Okay, then from here to here we can add, suppose, the stroke width. Here we have options. Okay, the stroke is in normal. If you want, you can change this to multiply. Suppose if you have any underlayer is there, then only you can use this, otherwise there is no use. And here the color. Okay, change this color if you want. Suppose this is a white one, and here you can use this to the red. So this is, and for timing you can choose this fill empty. Now see here, it is from white color to red, it is blending and changing the shape. And if you want, you can change the opacity also. Suppose here it is opacity is 100%. Okay, it changes this opacity to 0, make it 0, and the other side here suppose this size here it is 100. Now see this, from opacity to it is changing to 100. And give this value to normal 100. And here the stroke width. Suppose here the stroke width is showing 5. I am adding this. This side can change this to this much. Now see this is right. And I am changing this to normal. And suppose here, as usually, we have dashes also there. So here the dashes, in default it is 10 here. On the other side you can change this to more. And even you can animate this one so beautifully it is, creating that beautiful animation. and you can change the offset value here. Suppose it is in 0. On the other side you can add the offset value. Suppose here I am using the minus. See, very interesting, right? Suppose here I am using the duplicate of this layer, Control D, so duplicated that layer, okay, and keep this side. Suppose here it is. I am using the space bar here. Now see here, so wonderfully they are animating